Hi friends, it's Aubrey from Crybaby Settled in the Homestead. We're going to do an update on the crazy plant haul I did this weekend. It was nuts. I was so tired afterwards. It's kind of embarrassing. I loaded up the car so crazy with plants that a friend I brought with me, she had to hold her own stuff in her lap. Why do I do this? Honestly, I'm thinking, you never know when something's going to happen and you're not going to go to the grocery store or something's going to, whatever, and you're going to have your own produce. So that's kind of in the back of my mind playing, thinking victory garden. I didn't get a great start on peppers and tomatoes. I did make a whole bunch of trays of sugar rush peach, sugar rush red, and habanada, but that was basically all I had that I grew from seed for tomatoes and peppers anyway. So I did go crazy, like crazy town. We went to a plant sale for one of the high schools, and then we went to a rummage sale that had a plant sale in the garage, and then we went to an actual garden center that I had never been to before. And I went there, and when I looked there, I just went kind of crazy because they had so much. So yeah, I was like a kid in a candy store. Let's take a look at the plethora of plants I brought home. So we've got this lettuce leaf basil, which I do have seeds for, but I couldn't resist it. I was just smelling it in the store, and I was like, oh gosh, I have to have that. So I'm going to transplant that. I also bought some Genovese, or I think that was a sweet basil. And of course, some lemon thyme. I don't know why I think of that song Clementine when I think of lemon thyme. Valencia orange bell pepper. Oh no, the mint I bought is drooping. I need to water this little guy. It gets so hot in here, especially right underneath the plastic. So I'm going to give this guy a little drink really fast. But we have a whole tray of different kinds of tomatoes and peppers and other things in here. This whole tray was from the high school. All right. I'm not going to stop and water everything right in the middle of the video, but I just feel so bad. This plant is suffering. So I'm going to give it a nice drink right now. Okay. While we're at it, let's water the fava beans. Always reminds me of that scary movie, Silence of the Lambs. Oh, the prettiest flowers, black and white flowers. The instructions for these said that they were purple and white. Whenever I've grown fava, it's been black and white flowers, which I think is so unique. I did not buy those. I planted those from seed. So I've got in here multiple kinds of like brandy wine. I've got a German striped tomato. Got some chamomile, which I also have some growing kind of wild, but I wanted to make sure that I have plenty. And oh my gosh, I can't even tell you all of them. Okay, this was another basil, and I've got so many basil seeds, but it takes a while to get to the size, so I wanted to jumpstart. I always kind of think of it as cheating, but it's not cheating. I don't know why I got in my mind that it's cheating. I don't think of other people as cheating if they buy plants, but for some reason for myself, when I plant something from a start, I feel like I'm cheating. Gotta get over that. So this is one I got from the store, but the rest of these are from the high school. So, and there's plenty of high schools that have plant sales. So we've got some kind of poor markings on here. This is a zucchini. Got some thyme back there. We've got some, looks like some zinnias. some more basil, the chamomile, another pepper in there, jalapeno pepper, and the different tomatoes. So that's from the high school. I spent $63 on the plants from the high school, and I like to support the kids. It's really good to get young people into gardening. I know when you go to a school plant sale, kind of think of it as like, oh, I'm going to go get a bargain. You're not going to go get a bargain. You're going to go support kids in their efforts to like to learn about agriculture and horticulture. So when I go there, I kind of go with the thought of I'm going to support young farmers. And in one of the other videos, I mentioned that the average age of a farmer in the United States is in their late 50s, early 60s. That's terrible. That doesn't say a lot about, it says a lot about where we're heading with our food insecurity. So it's really important that we encourage young people to pursue agriculture, gardening, and all of that good stuff. So whenever I can, I like to support the kids, even if it costs me $63. Okay, and here are the plants I got from that garden center. And the friend I was telling you about is the Gardening Artist. She's got her own YouTube channel. Make sure you check her out, the Gardening Artist. She has all kinds of fig trees in her videos, and I just think you're going to love her setup. So make sure you pop on over there. And this gardening center, like I went crazy, way more crazy than she did because, she's been there before. I got there and I was like, nah. It was like, seriously, Willy Wonka, I went a little bit nuts. But there's all kinds of peppers in here. And I also wanted to please my husband so he wouldn't be mad with all these peppers. So I got shishito pepper. Now the bell peppers are really more for me because I like the mild. I like stuffed peppers, and I like chopped up peppers in salads, and I'd eat it just raw, honestly. Bell peppers are my favorite. Not the green bells. I like them when they're ripe, when they're red, yellow, orange, when they're a little bit sweeter. And so the bell peppers are really for me, but I'm sure he'll use them in the kitchen. Down here I see we have serrano and poblano. Another poblano, which I like to have a couple. And I got some Anaheims because, oh my gosh, what is that pepper called? They usually are made with a different kind of pepper. Hold on, let me think about it for a second. What's it called? Oh, hold on, my brain. I'm retrieving the memory now. Hold on. Okay, for the life of me, I can't think of it. It'll come to me later. But my husband makes a Mexican dish that has eggs and peppers, and we substitute the Anaheim for the pepper that normally comes in it traditionally, and it's a lot better just because the skin of the Anaheim is not as thick. So it's a really good one to have. Got an Oregon spring tomato, shishito peppers, market more cucumbers, and I'm really trying to grow a lot of cucumbers this year because we like quick pickles. They're delicious, but usually my husband eats all the cucumbers before we come inside the house. So I'm trying to plant a lot this year so we have enough to make some pickles, quick pickles. And spineless beauty zucchini, 8-ball zucchini, which has a really cute round shape, Romanesco, butternut squash, baby bush zucchini, market more cucumber, and I'm sure there are several I didn't get to. And a lot of the pots, especially with the squash, have 3 or 4 plants per pot, which makes them about $1 each, which made me very happy. So I really looked for that. You see in here, there's like 3 or 4 in a pot. Nice. And I got this holy moly pepper. And this one says it gets more spicy as it matures. So if you want less spicy, pick it younger. If you want more spicy, let it go longer on the plant. Hey, gardening artist. I think you said this plant here has some kind of value. Was that the one you were talking about? Leave me a comment below if that was. Let me know if that's the one that you're talking about, not weeding out of the garden. I made a short about making compost tea, and in the short I gathered the weeds, and I put it into the pitcher, filled it with water, and immediately started pouring on it. I made a comment saying, of course you want to let it kind of set for a couple days at least. And this has been setting now, and I'm going to give this to some of my plants. So it's a natural fertilizer, and I will reuse this, and I'm going to add a banana peel to it. Here's one of the elderberry trees I've been growing from a cutting from a friend who I got it from a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago now. And last year it got really burnt, so when it gets warmer I'm going to move this out of the greenhouse or the polytunnel. But I am going to give this a good drink of the compost tea because it looks like it's producing little tiny flowers, which would be awesome because I would like to make some of my own elderberry syrup from berries from my own plants. I made elderberry syrup before, but from a friend's tree. My son and daughter, they used to be in karate, and the wife, the sensei's wife, is the one who's given me cuttings of her elderberries. And there's a pass that I'm going to flick off. See, there are actually elderberry flowers forming here. It's beautiful. And I just repotted a variegated elderberry just a little bit ago. This bell pepper I got from that nursery. It's already producing peppers, which makes me super happy. I used the compost tea, so I'm going to open this up and add a banana peel and more water. There's no reason why I couldn't still use this more for longer. There's still a lot of nutrients in here. Waste not, want not. And just going to fill this up. And I'll let this sit for a couple more days. Look at that beautiful salvia, ornamental salvia plant back here. Every year it dies back, and every year it bounces back in the spring and summertime. It's going to have beautiful flowers on it too. Does anyone else grow potato mint? I was inspired to get potato mint after watching Robbie and Gary on YouTube, and I don't know if I mislabeled this or not. Does this look like potato mint to you? Please let me know. Does that look right? Alright guys, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to start trying to up-pot some of those plants I got from all those crazy sales I went to this weekend. And I'll have to make other videos to showcase what I'm doing with all that. But I wanted to show you my haul and encourage you, if there are high school horticulture plant sales in your area, to go out and support the kids. Alright everybody, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.